very important people talking about very important things, is back. Gentlemen, I got Micah and John with me today. What episode is this?
I don't know. Feels like 10. Feels like about
10?
10.
I was thinking maybe 14 or something. I don't know. Anyway, Micah, John, how are you all doing? It's been a couple of weeks since we've been on, but
Yeah, feeling strong, Cameron. I'm ready to talk about things. I mean, it's been too long, hasn't it?
I just saw both of you the other day, but it's fine. Yeah. Not in a podcast capacity.
Yeah, I was like, you liar. No.
Real quick, we got two big things we'll talk about. Anything going on in your guys' nerd world as of late? It's been a couple of weeks. Got to be something, right?
Not okay. I don't have too much different. I have like taken on a couple different games that I've been playing more board game wise, but that yeah. Otherwise, no. That was, I would say, I guess I can touch on some of that, but no.
What have you been playing? Because you haven't dragged me into it yet, so I don't know if it's good or not.
Well, I had never tried it before, but my game group brought the game Viticulture, which we played a game of. We played some. I've been playing a bunch of games of Viticulture. That's a Stonemaier game, which is very popular. I just have never tried it before. I was always we used to play Scythe a lot, which is another Stonemaier game. I think
What's the premise?
Played that one. Viticulture is themed around making wine. So it's a worker placement game. Some of the interesting mechanics of it involve the seasons being the sets of worker placements that you can make. So you will have to, like, at certain points decide not to place within the given season and save your workers for later seasons.
Okay.
That's pretty unique. It makes you like have to think about where everybody's placing going into the end, and you do have to like hit the brakes on making actions and like actively like pass into the next one. It's also, and this is with the expansion. I played the base game, and I think the expansion really worked out a lot of things with it. But yeah, it's good. It's a good game. I liked it enough to where I started to play some games on BGA of it, and I don't think it works as well on BGA because the interface is very small, and I have a hard time seeing it on my phone. So I would say it's one of the harder games to play
on your phone.
On my phone.
Ooh.
So that one has been in rotation with me a lot, and I also picked up a used copy of a game called The Networks, which is I would describe it as like a drafting game. You play as like a network executive running a television channel. You purchase TV shows to put on your channel, and you have to put them in the correct time slot. That will affect like viewership. You're trying to accumulate the most viewers, and just like an actual television show, like the seasons as you go through the game will like click down for the show, right? So you'll get like a lot of hype for like maybe season 1, and then it will like die off over time. Or there's some shows where they start off badly and then they'll catch word of mouth and then they might go longer. So all the shows act differently. You have to manage money in order to get them on to the air. And the shows are all themed off of like actual shows. So if I'm trying to think, instead of The Wire, they got the cable instead of the
Seinfeld. It's Reinfeld or something.
Yes.
Micah,
yeah.
Do either of these sound interesting to you?
Do they sound interesting?
Yeah, you want to play a game about wine, or you want to play a game about managing a TV network?
The wine sounds interesting. Yeah, the TV network. Not so much. I think just because I've played those kind of board games before, where like the management sim type things, and I don't know. I feel like they're not very open ended. I feel like a lot of times you get stuck into a predetermined path to win based on like the hand you're dealt kind of deal. So,
Well,
but
it
the
does
wine
avoid a
sounds
little bit
the
about
wine
that.
sounds fun.
I would argue for the networks in that, like I said, it's a draft. It's primarily a drafting thing. Like you're drafting off of the same board with everybody else, so you're having to worry about what other people are taking primarily.
I
I
played
think
the
that
networks.
you did.
Yes, you boner. Yes, we played that. It was awesome. The networks was cool.
It's good.
It was. Again, you're like trying to build your prime time slot. You compete against other people.
Mm-hmm.
You can get like celebrities and put them on the show to boost the ratings, but there's erosion because again, nothing lasts forever.
So I
You
wouldn't
gotta
call
keep
it, so I wouldn't call it so much management. I don't think that's the main thing of the game. I think it's mainly like, you know,
You got to put on your thinking cap like you were again a network bigwig exec. It's a little different, but it was fun. It was easy to play. It was kind of it was very different for me, but it was cool. I liked it.
yeah.
PBS sponsorship or
No,
whatever.
I know.
Pledge drive.
You did use a hard one. I was like, oh god, that.
Oh, you can be like Telemundo. You can be like IFC. Yeah,
Yep.
so there's different stations you are with different strengths and weaknesses. Sounded boring. It actually was kind of fun, and it plays pretty quick, which I like. So.
I actually played it today, and I was like, okay.
Oh,
this
okay,
game
yeah. No,
is
networks
very
is fun.
Yeah.
Networks is fun. So. Micah, anything in your nerd world?
I mean, I've just been grinding Path of Exile 2. That's all I do.
What the?
It's like a slot machine. I get time and I go in and I run maps and look at the drops I get. It's like digital currency. Ching ching ching.
Gotcha.
Is there-
This the gotcha
fun.
game?
No,
Micah
it's
loves
like
gotchas.
Yeah.
it's like Diablo, kind of like Diablo 2, but it's like all cracked out. Like it's got like, if you ever played Final Fantasy X, you get the big sphere grid where you level your characters on. It's like that. All the classes share a big talent tree that's like hundreds of talent like skills you can invest your levels and level points into, and then you get a bunch of gear with randomized stats on it that drops, and you get uniques that they're like not very powerful stats, but they have skills on them that are unique to them, or they'll allow you to access skills that are usually exclusive to maybe a different class, and so you can do all
Like
sorts of
Borderlands, the loot is
building
randomized,
and
right?
yeah, exactly. It's a lot like Borderlands, but isometric hack and slash. And when you get to like the late game, there's just wiping screens of enemies, and then you get like some big rare monsters that are pretty challenging. So I've been playing that. So this is like, I don't know if you got time for this, but I stumbled on a Final Fantasy VIII fan theory. If anyone's interested in that, I don't know if any of you guys played Final Fantasy
I'm
VIII.
So
foggy
8
on
was
it, but make it quick
8 was
on that.
Squall, right? And the
Yeah.
gun swords.
Yeah.
But I could
Gunblades.
go on a little tangent about that. You know, I thought that was pretty interesting. So yeah, Final Fantasy VIII. It's a game that was released in 1998. It, in my opinion, I hold it as the best game of all time.
8
Yeah, I
was
think-
not
I
even in the
think-
2000s? It was really that long ago?
8.
Yeah, 1998.
What?
It came out like 2 years after Final Fantasy VII. They did it. It was at the height of SquareSoft's.
Best of all time?
That is...
It was SquareSoft at its peak. Literally, they had made.
Did you use this as your hot take? Because that's a hot ass take.
No, I should have, but I don't think
Damn.
it's that. Honestly, don't think it's that hot. But
For 8 to be better than 7, for 8 to be better than
I think
6.
I think it's the best game of all time. I think from every component you put into a video game, storytelling, art direction, mechanics, even I think are very interesting. It's got the best card mini game
That
of
was
all
cool.
time.
I
It's
like that.
undisputed. It's the best side mini game, and then it ties directly into the combat and mechanics. You can literally play the game just playing cards and level your character's power level them off playing cards, because you can convert the cards into stats pretty much. The game lets you do that, so you can just go challenging NPCs to your little TCG and then power your guys through that. It's a pretty cool game. Yeah, I think it's the greatest game of all time. But
Wait, real quick, is this the one you have to like drain magic from your enemies, like
you
spells?
can, yeah, you can. You draw as a draw system where you can sap magic spells.
Tedious. How tedious is that?
Yes. Well, okay, so yeah, that's funny you mentioned that. That's a huge complaint that people criticize the game for, but it's completely optional. You don't have to do that. And the best system is your support character, who you load up all your healing spells with. You just have them draw, right? It goes real quick, and then your other characters just attack through battles. I mean,
Clunky.
it's not too bad.
All right, what's the fan theory on this 30-year-old game?
So yeah, the fan theory, and there's huge spoilers here. So if anybody hasn't played the game or wants to, because I did just say it's the greatest game of all time, in my opinion, you might want to pick it up and play it. So spoiler alert. Maybe come back in 5 minutes and see if I'm still talking about this. But so pretty much the fan theory is that, I'll just get right to it, is that the character Sorceress Edea is actually Rinoa, the main female protagonist, and the character Cid, who's like the headmaster of the garden, is actually Squall, the main protagonist.
Wait, there's time travel?
Well, yes, exactly, and the main story is time traveling. Like that's like the main bad guy, the main enemy antagonist is from the future. She's trying to compress all time space to nothingness, and so the characters actually travel into the future to defeat her, because she's doing like Sephiroth stuff where she's manipulating everybody through the darkness from the future, and so they travel the future to defeat her. And in the ending, actually, they defeat her. In the ending, they travel, because everything's compressed in time. They end up traveling through time back to their own time, and so there is a time loop dynamic. The game actually has a time paradox. Like the main character goes back in time. He finds Sorceress Edea before she's like kind of evil, and he like tells her what's happening and what they need to do to prepare for the future to defeat this great evil. But the evidence for that is, I mean, I'll go through it real quick. I don't want to spend too much time because I could talk forever, but in the ending credit, like the ending scene, it has a full motion video, so like a cinematic cutscene, right? It's like maybe 5 or 10 minutes, and it shows a clip of the characters Edea and Cid together, and it's like the only time you get to see her like in detail, not her non-rendered form. And she has the same build as the character Rinoa. She has longer hair, but her hair is black and it has these brown highlights on the side. Okay? And the character Rinoa has the exact same brown highlights in the same place as her hair. They have the exact same hairstyle.
Pretty compelling.
Cid has the exact same hairstyle as Squall. He just looks like an older, fatter Squall who's gained some pounds. Okay? And so the theory is that they're from a failed attempt to defeat the main antagonist, and they end up retreating back through time to prepare themselves and groom themselves to defeat into better versions of themselves to defeat Sorceress Ultimecia, the main antagonist. I mean, but the age gap between these characters and the main antagonist, the main protagonist, is the age gap, because I looked, they put out resources, the Final Fantasy Ultimania, which has a bunch of info on these characters that's not really released in the game, but it's official from the developers. The age gap is what you would expect. What?
I'm Googling Cid. He does look like a middle-aged Squall to an extent.
Yep. 100%.
Like real frumpy.
And then also in the ending, when Squall does travel back to like the orphanage, he coincidentally ends up at that time and location and runs into her, Edea. Okay, so back, like, context, Edea is in the orphanage hiding because she's been tainted with the sorceress's evil, it's isolated. Like it's on the world map. It's away from everything. It's on the edge of the earth, on a little archipelago, on this little orphanage. So Squall just runs into her. He's a military-aged man with military equipment, and he walks into her, and she's not bothered at all, or intimidated or worried, and she just casually strikes up conversation with him. And of that, she even alludes to his younger self, because his young self is actually at that orphanage, and she's like, "Oh, I'm looking for a little boy who ran away," right? So she's even alludes to that she knows who he is. So there you go. Like she obviously knows who he is in the ending. And then also Sid has the same colored eyes as Squall. I checked that. They have the same eye color.
Hey,
he's
there-
missing
there
the
you
scar
go.
that Squall has, but he's from a timeline where the Seed Garden was not established. He had not established that himself. You know, he's just like a weaker version of Squall. He's not battle hardened, and trained in combat. So, but yeah, that's the fan theory, and I think that's a home run, because that game has a bunch of theories, and a lot of them are, I think, unfounded and they have no evidence. But this one has, I think, very compelling evidence, and I think it actually enriches the story. I think it, you know, I ran it through ChatGPT, and ChatGPT actually said, "Yeah, well, that actually fits the themes," and it's really, ChatGPT gave it a thumbs up. Said, "Wow, this is a great fan theory. He couldn't find any holes in it." So,
Final Fantasy VIII is the Chrono Trigger silent sequel we never knew existed. This podcast lives up to the name. I gotta say that.
Yeah.
I just want to add one more detail onto that. Like, the graphics are timeless. They're gonna be good all the time. They're gonna age incredibly well, because the modeling they did, the whole aesthetic is like an impressionist painting. It's like a Monet. It looks like it looks like you know, it does. It looks beautiful.
I just liked it because they weren't super deformed like in 7, the characters. They actually.
Yeah. It's an amazing game, and I think it's going to be relevant forever. And like I said, yeah, greatest of all time.
But is
Anyways.
it Seed or is it CD?
CD. Oh yeah. You know,
I
on
don't
the
know.
PlayStation,
I read it the entire time, and I was like, I don't know what if they're trying to make me say CD, or if I'm just supposed to say Seed. I don't like that. I don't know this far into the game.
90s,
I'm like, I'm already traveling around the map. I've been doing all this stuff. Still don't know if I'm even saying the organization right. And dang it, if they don't keep saying it, why do they capitalize the D? Just messing with me. I don't know, man. That's my fan theory. Nobody will ever know.
Hey, leave your Final Fantasy VIII fan theory in the comments. Let us know what you think.
Everyone's gonna be like, "You're supposed to say CD, you stupid idiot."
About Sephiroth or whatever. So, all right. So, thanks for that, Micah. That's a deep dive. That's a bonus. That was a bonus fan theory here. Couple things. So we're always late to the part. We're always late. But in the couple weeks we've been absent, Xbox has been burning to the ground, and I am an old console warrior from the Super Nintendo Genesis days.
Did you ever even own an Xbox?
Never, ever.
Ha!
Why would I?
I never owned an Xbox either.
Yeah, see?
I can't believe that now that I think about it. I was like, I've had a lot of video game consoles. I've never owned an Xbox.
Well, here's the problem, is that not many people do these days. So, if you have not been paying attention, Xbox is in some big trouble. Where do we start? I don't know where to start. I'll just cut to the chase. They've been laying off, okay, a couple years ago, I gotta go. Okay. Game Pass. Where do we start? You guys know about Game Pass, right?
Yeah,
yes.
it's tied to your subscription for internet connectivity, and they throw a bunch of games at you that you would never buy otherwise.
Right. So yeah, Xbox wasn't doing good in the last generation, and so they bet all chips in on this Game Pass thing for the current gen, and that you pay like $20 a month, $15 a month, you have access to all these Xbox games, whatever you want, and that was like their ace up their sleeve. It has backfired tremendously, and they're in trouble now because they've conditioned all the players they have to not buy video games anymore. And so these developers, Xbox is pushing them to turn out a bunch of, I'm not going to call it slot, but mid games just to keep news, like Netflix does, right? Bunch of mid movies just to keep the subscription going. But the problem is, no one's really buying Xboxes. No one cares about Game Pass. There's not a lot of stuff worth playing. And again, they condition their players. We don't need to buy video games anymore. So they don't. Xbox sales are are kind of in the toilet. There's no exclusives anymore.
Are people not getting the Game Pass? Is that not selling either?
There's what's worth playing on it. There's not a lot of like exclusives that were decent. Right?
Are people buying the other systems?
PlayStation was doing all right. Switch is always popular. PC Master Race isn't going anywhere. But like Xbox has fallen very far behind. Very far behind. To make up for it, this is just history now. They went out on a spending spree, and they bought a bunch of studios, right? Bethesda, I know you, John, right? Xbox bought them a couple years ago. Mm-hmm. Activision Blizzard, Call of Duty, World of Warcraft, right? They bought them during the pandemic. You guys not hear about that?
This is all Microsoft in general?
Yeah, Microsoft money, like $90 billion for Call of Duty and all this shit. So, like, we can't make good games. We're going to buy companies to make them for us. So they kind of went on a spending spree. These studios were not making good games. So the problem is they spent all this money. They haven't gotten a return on it. And they like let go of all their executive staff. New people are in, and they're taking an axe to this. So they're like firing a bunch of employees. These studios they just bought, they're letting them go because they're not providing any value. Bethesda, Fallout, Oblivion, right? What have they done? They made Starfield. Good thing Noah's not on the call, right?
Oh my gosh! He would jump to the.
And they're saying the next Fallout game isn't going to be released till 20 years after this. Xbox is in trouble, right? So no one's buying their games. The studios aren't making anything, and they got rid of exclusivity because they have to sell to someone. So Xbox games, you could buy them on PlayStation. You can buy them on PC. Why have an Xbox, right? So
there's no more exclusive Xbox games?
They try.
What's the... Uh-oh. We're losing connection with Cam, or it's me? Might be me.
Am I back now? Oh.
Yeah.
Hello?
Oh, everything's is it dropping for you, Micah?
Yeah. Cam's connection is.
Yeah, I think Cam's connection is booty.
Oh.
And he was right in the middle. He was right in the middle, making a good point. I don't know what is.
What was the last thing we heard?
Yeah, the last thing you were saying I missed it all. Oh, damn it! Nah. You know what? I think Microsoft heard what he was doing. Yes. They cut him off. They're like, "You're done. You're done,
got
kid."
Windows.
Yeah. No, Microsoft said you're not allowed.
Yeah.
Get the hell off the call. You can't.
My internet takes a break.
You cannot dunk on Microsoft that much.
Sorry.
Yeah, damn.
Okay. On top of this, here we go. No one's buying their consoles, but they've had to raise their prices because the cost of RAM and memory these days is so expensive, right? Like, we're 6 years into the Xbox, like the current gen. It's been like 6 years. a current Xbox is like $300 more expensive today than it was at launch. They just raised the price last week, $100, starting August 1st.
So the crappiest one you can get is $400 right now?
No, it's like $500, $550. And it's
I can
crap.
see Series S.
Yeah.
But what is the Series S like? What does that one do? Is that like not have the hard drive or anything?
It's the budget version, so yeah, it's got.
Oh, oof! So that one's 400,
No, not anymore. I
and
think
it's even more than that now.
I think it's like $550.
Ooh.
Right?
Yeah. Well, what wasn't PlayStation 5? Wasn't that a $500 console at launch?
At launch.
Yeah.
PlayStation's had to raise prices too. Like, this is more of
Yeah.
a going into a RAM thing, but yeah, there's just memory is so expensive.
They are
So
trying to
everyone's
charge
raise prices.
$600 or $799 for the nice Series X.
Dude,
What? That is
our
an
kids will not own
$800
computers.
console? Get the hell out of here! Who buys that?
Yeah.
Who buys that?
It's an Xbox. So what's the point of having an Xbox, right? Steam, they have a console coming out called Steam Machine.
Is that different than the Steam Deck?
It's like a little like a mini GameCube you hook up to your TV. It's a mini PC.
Okay.
Anyway, they just released their pricing. It's like $1,100. Because again, the memory crunch is just annihilating these companies, and so they're getting a lot of flack on it. So But anyway, it's just another way that AI is dooming us all. It's just causing crazy price increases. Xbox was already behind the 8 ball.
And all of this is happening because Micah needs to ask ChatGPT if his theory about Rhinoa is correct or not.
So I guess that's how they're burning to the ground. So what are your thoughts? Where do they go from here? Like,
Okay, so is that the question of like if we're Microsoft execs, how do we fix Xbox?
I just wanted your take.
How do you save Xbox?
It sounds like you guys are out of the loop. I'm a little surprised, but yeah, like.
I mean, I'm not entirely out of the loop. I've seen people commenting on it. I kind of saw a brief, I guess, article. I just saw a headline. I didn't even really dig in and read about it. But from what I understand, a lot of those companies they purchased, at least Blizzard, it really wasn't. Like Blizzard had an audience. They had a market, but they had a lot of competition from Square Enix's Final Fantasy XIV, and they really hadn't innovated or done anything other than just they've been making money off subscriptions for a 20-year-old game, which is what Blizzard does. That's what they did with Diablo 2. That game sold. It was one of the best-selling games 20 years after its launch. But I'll say, in 2020, I can kind of recall that they had Blizzard had purged its senior leadership over all the Me Too stuff that went on. I think that guy got accused of sexual harassment or assault, and they got. So that's the thing is all these game companies, they in 2020 there was this mass purging of that industry where a lot of people, were having accusations thrown at them, and then they ended up just having to leave their jobs and senior leadership and stuff, and
Well, I
maybe
mean,
this is biased, but
a question has to be if following your point would be is an executive like that. I mean, is that related? Is anybody doing well? Is anybody doing it right and making money? Are any of these studios making money? Are any of these studios making money at all?
I read an article. Nintendo gave a 10% raise to across the board to everybody. Nintendo apparently is doing pretty well.
Mostly insulated. I heard Switch sales aren't growing too great.
Yeah. But I mean, it sounds like Xbox scooped up a bunch of these companies in 2020 when, they had a lot of uh, infrastructure collapse, which is kind of weird. It's kind of weird. I don't know. Conspiracy theorist in me says, hey, maybe Microsoft, maybe Bill Gates set this all up. Maybe
Kill
maybe
video
they
games.
maybe
The video
they
games
were,
are dying all over the place. I mean, look at
yeah,
Arkham.
but
What is it? What's the studio? Rocksteady. Like,
yeah,
I'm just saying, like, it's certainly not the Microsoft buying your studio that kills it. Like, I can't think of a studio that's just pat on the back. You're doing great. You're just rocking. No, they're all not doing well. I think I would say that I think there may be a lot related to the overall cost of doing business in that space compared to what people are willing to pay for that given service. So a lot of these companies, they're very big, but they need to make a lot of money off of these video games. There's only so much juice you could squeeze out of a single video game. And no matter how much more money you keep throwing at the video game, you're not going to make it back. I think the guys that are going to make money are these studios that are small enough to make the product without spending heaps of cash. And I think the problem with these big companies like Microsoft is that they think, you buy the big studio, they can make a comparably big product that will make you that big money. It's not necessarily the case.
There's always a counterpoint. So since you said that, and I'm not disagreeing with you, but there's always an exception. Again, speaking of being a little bit late to the party, Grand Theft Auto 6.
A little bit late.
Oh yeah, no, they just, I think last week they just revealed pricing, right? Here, oh, Micah, this is perfect for you. $80 for the base game, right? But it locks you out of certain shops, certain missions, certain vehicles, certain stores will be locked unless you buy the $100 edition. So to get the full, so there's content on disc. There you go, right? But those doors in the game are going to be locked unless you shell out the extra $20 for the $100.
Well, now hold on. Let me. Okay. I agree that that's a poor implementation of transactions. My hot take was that they can create unique player experiences. Okay, missing out on like a portion of like the gameplay, like general gameplay, fundamental gameplay. That's not good implementation of transactions. That does not create a unique player experience. That creates a lower caste and an upper caste of that's
Isn't
not
that always
good.
the way they go?
That's the exploitation I mentioned that has a bad reputation. That is bad. Like a good microtransaction would be like, like they introduced like 10 ninja characters and they're awesome, right? But like you can only maybe get 2, right? And then you've got these 2 ninja characters that are awesome, and the other people have ninja characters that are equally awesome, right? But you have different experiences because yours can do things that theirs can't. Things like that's a unique player experience, and it's gonna change the way you play and approach the game compared to other people. It's not just like content. It's not just like like a mission.
I mean, it might be
like
largely cosmetic content. That's still content, though.
Yeah.
Locking you out of certain shops could mean essentially they're selling you cosmetics. You want to go to the shop that will sell you the T-shirts.
Yeah.
That I suspect that might be more than like locking you out of like being able to play the character you want to play. Oh, but but you might be stuck wearing a stupid hat or something. I don't know.
So my point. So, but what I'm kind of getting at, it's more like if you're playing Final Fantasy IV, and you can play. You get to the end game where you've got your your party of 5 characters, right? So it was like Kain, Rosa, Edge, Cecil, and whatever the summoner chick was. I forget. All right. So now take Final Fantasy IV, and at that point in the end game, you have a random assortment of characters instead from like the whole game. So you could have Yang, maybe you've got Tella mixed in, right? That's a unique player experience. Your party's different than other people. It changes the mechanics you have access to, and the way you can, like that. That to me, that's my point. Is that's a good use of microtransactions and gacha and loot boxes, is creating unique player experiences. It's like kind of gives way to like a different class or something, right? That you have to manage and work and play around, and then also be prideful on, because the games will also give you ability to target specific characters. So the characters you have are also characters you want. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, I play Edge and Tella, and Tella can kill himself to cast Meteo once a round. You can't do that. That's what I'm talking about. Like, this Grand Theft Auto thing is not. I do not approve of that. That is like not good. I think that is super scummy, and I think it's absolutely exploiting, and just like it's the game. If you have to do that, your game's not good. If you can't sell enough of the $80 versions, your game's not good. You don't have any confidence in it. 100%.
Is it taboo? Because this is, I think, the first $100 mainstream like video game we have. And I just checked. Within 24 hours of accepting pre-sales, the game supposedly has brought in $4 billion within 24 hours.
If you build it, they will come.
Yeah. I mean, if anyone's going to do it, it's them. But
I think this is the last hype train. I think it's the last one. This game, it's a relic from when hype trains were running. It's the last stop. I don't think I think that's kind of the problem, is the marketing with Xbox. I think I mean, maybe I'm out of the loop. I don't really see big hype trains going around. I don't see people really getting excited for a new game. And I think a lot of that is marketing. I think a lot of that was fabricated funding by these studios to, like, they'd pay off streamers and influencers, to promote these new games, and you get a lot of people like, oh, this is a lot of people are excited. I'm excited too, and I feel like I don't really see that lately, and that might be why. I mean, maybe that's unrelated. Maybe it's an indirect.
Backfires. So like Starfield was supposed to be a system seller, except for Noah, that fell on his face. Right?
If Starfield was as good as it was supposed to be, then I would absolutely pay $100 for it. I would have paid $100 for Grand Theft Auto 5.
Mm-hmm.
I would have.
I just spent $100 in like cosmetics for Path of Exile 2. I've been playing the game for like 2 years, and I was like, I'm having a lot of fun. I like this game. I spent money, and I got, like, my skills all have like purple lightning on them now.
I'd give you $300 for Fallout New Vegas. Let me tell you.
But that's a game I like to play. It's not like some game.
Cracking the whip and being like, hey, new management now. We can't wait till 2030 for a new Fallout game. So, rumor is New Vegas remake is coming. Fallout 3 remake is coming.
You might as well. They could use the refresh. I had truly forgotten how. You know what is funny is I don't remember Fallout New Vegas looking bad, but now I'm looking at it, I'm like, this game didn't even really even look good when it was new. It like kind of looked like ass all the time. So, my God, of all the games that could really use it, I have no idea why that has, like Capcom did all those sick remakes of Resident Evil games, and those are just top tier. I loved them. Would probably pay $100 for those.
They had an Oblivion remake, I think, recently that came out.
Yeah, it's funny. Of all the ones that I would like not bother with wanting to play ever again, Oblivion was up there. That was probably my least favorite Bethesda game, and that goes below Starfield for me, baby. I oh man, I played so much of Morrowind, and I was like, oh yeah, Oblivion's gonna be sick. And I put that game in. I was like, baby, this is not it. Everybody looks like they got a pie for a face. Your conversations are suddenly a mini game where the guy just keeps yelling at you because you're selecting the wrong pie wheel, and and the plot was fucking nonsensical. I don't know, man. That game was bad, and I even went back and tried it again. I even put some mods on it to like make everybody's faces like look less bad, and I was like, dude, this game was not good.
What would make that game cool is if the Oblivion gates would just randomly open and swallow you while you're on your adventure.
Would be good. And if the Oblivion gates were also like not full of the exact same things over and over again. Oh my god! I never even did them. I know.
I never even did them. I was like, I don't want to do that. I'm gonna go do this cool stuff.
Yeah. If you didn't do them, you weren't missing anything. If you did one, you did them all. They were like, I was like, this is the exact. You mother effers. This is the exact same dungeon over and over again. I don't appreciate you making this the extant threat to the realm. Oh my gosh. And also really made Cyrodiil seem much less cosmopolitan than it should have been. That is the center of the empire. What? This is the empire? This place? Everybody looks like a bunch of farmland with people with pie faces. If I wanted to go to Poland, I could do it on my own time. Oh, that was mean. Sorry to all the Polish people out there. I don't actually think you have pie faces.
They don't eat. Do they eat a lot of pie? They might eat a lot of pie. I don't know. Pie's good. I like pie. Ain't nothing wrong with pie face.
I love the Polish.
He's a new face of Europe. So.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Like I said, Xbox. Oh, and last thing I guess would say is, AI is pushing the demand for memory and stuff to extremes. But who's the major offender of that? What's one of those big companies that's pushing AI into everything?
I don't know. Microsoft?
Parts of the M, ends of the soft.
Oh, okay. All right. Hey, man, I've never used Copilot. I don't know how.
Microsoft is a big reason that these memory prices are going crazy.
Really?
In a weird way, they kind of. There's your Bill Gates theory, Micah. He's masterminding all this to torpedo his video game division he never wanted in the first place.
Well, hold on. No. Okay, so video games is like the new Hollywood. Video games are literally like how you communicate to like the youth. I'd say video games are probably equal ground right now to like film and movies, and they've replaced television. Nobody's watching TV, So yeah, like video games.
My kid don't play much video game.
Gibson is a little, he's got other hobbies.
My son's playing video. He loves computer games. Oh. A lot of parents I talk to, they're like, yeah, my kid wants to stay up till 2 a.m. playing video games with his friends, and they're like, I give him a bedtime at 8:00.
Oh, they're real video games? What is it? What are we talking?
That.
Roblox?
Yeah,
That's
the thing. I mean, they're not. Kids aren't hanging around the movie theaters anymore. They're hanging around their video games. That's what they're doing. That's been a trend for a while. That's why like theaters have been struggling. A lot of their revenue was young moviegoers. I worked outside of a movie theater, and there were kids, the 14 and up. A lot of them. I would go a lot in high school, college.
I was about to speculate based on what we were talking earlier, and that was the reason I was asking if any of the systems were actually killing it. And you did mention the Switch, and I was wondering if this might be a component of like you can sell $100 video games, right, to millennials. They got enough money in their pocket to do that. But you're not creating new video game players as much. Like, sometimes I think, I wonder if some of this would be like a case, and I saw it like a thing with like about Disneyland as well, where like Disneyland is quite expensive. People are taking their kids less to Disneyland. You still have like millennials and stuff spending grips of money, so they're still making money hand over foot, but they're not creating new customers for the future. There's no you're
A lot of companies in that boat.
and I wonder if there's a little bit of the video game component there. I don't know, but if it's like Nintendo's the only company making the games actually aimed at children, whereas these other companies are trying to grab these upmarket consumers that are not children. They want adults that are spending adult money on video games, which there's plenty out there, but they don't stay that way. And then you've not created you're not giving the nicotine to the kids. You should be giving the nicotine to the kids. You got to get those smokers going, because then the roots die off, and then you don't have that consumer base anymore.
I think that's a great point, and I think gacha games have probably honestly encroached on that market because they do appeal to people with jobs. That is the thing. They appeal to that older audience. They really do. People who don't have time to play video games, but they want to. They can come in. They can spend what they made working for the day on the game, and they get that hit, that dopamine. And it's really 15 minutes a day is all you have to play. It's nothing. You don't have to sit down. You don't have to troubleshoot. You don't have to reinstall anything. It's guaranteed. It's consistent. And a lot of older people are playing those games. It's true. That's a good point, John. I think that might be it.
Institute the gotcha model into everyday life.
Yeah, right. Let's keep working gotcha games into every single episode.
Well, they're making billions of dollars, and it's not kids. It's not from kids.
I know.
They've got this term, the whales. It's people with jobs. The whales are like people who aren't working.
I guess where I was getting
a lot
at,
of people who are working who spend probably like maybe $100 a month.
I would be getting at that you probably need to just suck it up, and you got to have some loss leaders that would be creating that culture that you need in order for them to be spending the big money later on your product. Like, you're going to need to make... Yeah. Honestly, you need to create a whale like Micah. I don't think that happens organically.
I'm not a whale.
How much money did you say you spent on...
Path of Exile 2?
Yeah.
Okay, so I've been playing that game for 2 years, and I've spent like $160 on it.
Okay.
But it's like the only game I've been playing for 2 years. It's like the only game. It's the last game I bought.
I'm perfectly fine.
Like, no. I'm really not. I'm a big gamer, but I'm not buying a lot of games. I'm playing. And that's the other thing. This model.
Then you're the
Live
problem.
service model. Well, the live service model, guys, is meant to make a game stretch the lifespan of a game hundreds of thousands of hours. I've been playing Path of Exile 2 for like almost 2 years now, I think. Okay, and I haven't bought other games because I'm just playing this one game. So if you ask about why people aren't buying games, it's totally true. Yeah, I mean, that's also a component of it. There's a lot working against the model of purchasing games.
I know. I did buy Project Zomboid 5 times.
Yes, buy it over.
Just buy it over and over again. I bought it over and over again to get other people to play it, evangelize Project Zomboid. But there's no more money to be spent on it. How's that? What's the business model? My God.
Well, I saw something again, kind of whatever. Anyway, I think whatever on Steam, which is like the closest thing we have to like a video game chart that shows who's playing what. I think of the top 10 games on Steam right now, I think like 6 of them are more than 8 years old. Like I was saying, like there's certain things that are just evergreen now. People just there's not a lot of room for new stuff because we're still the stuff we still old games still have legs.
I would definitely say that's one thing where I'm like, man, okay, look, I know Bethesda keeps reselling us like Skyrim over and over again, but fucking, look, there's a few games where I'm like, you can sell me a refreshed version of the game, I'll bloody buy it. I'm not opposed to that. If that's what is wanted, you better cater to that. At least, I don't feel like that's a big stretch to cater to that market. Like, my God.
Oh, I didn't realize that game was like 16 years old or something.
Yeah. And we've bought several editions. That's not even like a remake of the game. That's just like a refresh that they've done a couple times, and they've managed to sell the game over and over again. The fact that they haven't done that with New Vegas, and Fallout 3 for that matter, is baffling to me, because I think that would be such an easy... I don't want to be like cynical about a money grab, but come on. The money's there. Just take it. You can have it from me. It's such a... New Vegas is such a clunky damn game to run on your modern PC. Like, you make just even one that looked like Fallout 4, I'd be just thrilled. And Fallout 4 is not a new game. How old is Fallout 4 at this point? That's got to be like 10 years old. Like, good lord. These are easy things that would make money.
Well, here, to close it out real quick, because this just pops in my head. I'm sorry, it's such a good idea. Hear me out. I'm serious. A gotcha restaurant. Think about it. You come in, you sit down, right? You buy your loot crate, and you don't know what kind of food you're
Oh, that's interesting.
like 2 dishes tonight. They're gonna be like 5-star Michelin. You're gonna get like crab, lobster steak, surf and turf.
And then you're like, oh, my shellfish allergy. What have I done? I didn't realize.
Right? You don't know what to kind of take the lid off your dish, and then someone else you just might get like, I don't know, baby food, a salad, whatever. But
See, I thought you were going with like the sushi on the little train thing, because they're showing you all the food going by you, and that you have to like, you get jealous of other people taking the plate, so you got to be like, I'm going to take the plate.
That's the DLC restaurant. Right?
Yeah.
It's the fully a la carte. No, man.
You're doing full out loot boxes of food.
What am I eating tonight? Those YouTuber streamers will be all over it. You know they will be.
That would be a fun way to. I think that would be a fun way to eat.
Whoa, hot dog and Lay's potatoes.
Yeah, they gotta throw some real shitty food in there as well, just for funsies.
Come on.
You gotta go home hungry, sorry.
20 bucks buys you dinner. You don't know what you're getting. It could be hot dog. It could be cafeteria.
This is a fucking good business plan. This is it, baby. I don't know why the hell you're doing your day job, Cam. You could have done this ages ago. You'd be rich. This is the best idea I've ever heard you espouse.
First gotcha restaurant. I can see you thinking about it. Tell me no. Tell me why it's a bad idea. Tell me now.
The shellfish allergy, for one.
Hey,
That's the risk that you get.
People getting a tiny meal when they're really hungry.
Buy more loot boxes.
Better get my dinner.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, your toilet paper might be like, extra soft, or it might be fiberglass shavings. I don't know. Like, that's not a good idea. You don't want to gotcha the fundamentals, the essentials of life.
More often in everyday life. I think a gotcha restaurant would make a ton of money. So give it time. If it doesn't exist yet, someone's gonna do that in the next couple of years.
People would be like opening boxes to get the glittery dumpling.
Or you could do like a Happy Meal toy inside too, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Limited edition toy, I don't know, whatever. Secret menu.
Oh my god. that's so good. This is so good.
And the different seasons. Oh, okay. I'm gonna
I
go
would
chat
say-
GPT the business plan right now.
I would say like plane tickets, put one first class lottery seat. So people show up on the plane, they're like, all right, if you're sitting in seat A23, you're first class. Like that would sell. People would buy tickets they would ride airlines if they had a chance.
We just keep exploiting gambling
First
mentality over and over again.
Damn it! This would be a perfect segue for the Pokemon segment we have planned.
By the way, our podcast is brought to you by FanDuel. FanDuel! Go to FanDuel for all your betting needs. I just won $50 on FanDuel. That was a lie. But I could, and you could be too.
Use promo code.
VIP to VIP. Tell them we sent you.
Rip the bit 20. All right, well, I think that's our time limit. We'll table the Pokemon promo for next time. And if we're not here next week, me and Micah, we're opening up a restaurant.
Yep.
That's such a good idea. All right. I think that is it. I'm hungry. I'm going to go eat some dinner.
Oh, random dinner. Random dinner. Oh, you don't look. Just hit something on DoorDash and get it delivered.
Do that?
You might get lucky. You might not.
Do that. They should. Oh, guys, we're giving out too much for free.
Yeah.
We'd be charging randomly for this stuff.
Yeah. Buy our course. We'll give you some great advice.
If you get the right course. It could be so
It could just be Micah talking about Ultimecia.
There's one lucky winner is going to the gotcha business course. Alright, Vip to Vit, I think this is number 14, don't quote me, but we will see you hopefully next week. Peace.
Peace.